Go on, press the like button. You know you want to. It doesn't take much of an effort. Just press the like button. Go on. There's about 50 of you that watch my videos every day. If each one of you presses the like button, it may help me just a little bit. It may get like 10 people to notice my videos on the algorithm. Now, it doesn't matter how shit my presenting style is or how bad you think I am. Go on. I'm a small unknown YouTuber with connections to the industry. I do my best to inform you not only with what I know about what's going on within the entertainment industry, I give you some very huge opinions. I'm not a robot just giving you the news. So give me something back. I don't want your money. I don't want to sleep with your wives, right? All I want is for you guys and girls, and however you represent yourselves, to press that like button. Thank you very much for your support. Welcome back to Movies TV Mad. You can follow me on Twitter at Movies TV Mad. And welcome to the all-new DC report. So I awoke this morning to find more widespread reports, or let's say rumours, that Henry Cavill is in a post-credit scene in Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's Black Adam, a movie I can hardly contain my excitement about. And, in general, even without the so-called rumours of Henry's cameo in this movie, I'm extremely excited to see the relaunch of the DCEU, because this is exactly what this movie is. And there's so much hype behind it. I think this movie is comparable to James Wan's Aquaman, and let me tell you why. During the build-up of Aquaman, we just had Justice League, a disaster, a depressing kind of moment if you're a true DC fan. And nobody knew how well or how badly Aquaman was going to do. It's ended up still being the most successful movie at the global box office for the DC Extended Universe. In fact, it's equal up there with Todd Phillips' Joker movie in a global box office of just over $1 billion. And I kind of feel we are heading this way with Black Adam. So, I awoke to hear rumours of Henry Cavill cameoing in this movie. Let's give you the details, and let me tell you how I feel about these rumours. Number one, Henry is wearing a redesigned, it's exciting, isn't it? A redesigned Superman suit. The design is very similar to his costume on Man of Steel, but the colours are brighter. I'm very, very comfortable and excited if this is true. Number two, they are not using the idea of hope from Hans Zimmer, which is a great theme. I love Junkie's music. I love Hans' DC music. But, John Williams is the daddy, whether you like it or not. So apparently they're using John Williams' iconic theme in this post-credit scene. That's a cameo. There seems to be no details on the scene, and I'm happy about that, because I don't want to know what the post-credit scene is. Now, are these rumours true? Well, these come from many, many kind of scoopers. One of the scoopers is a really reliable one, Daniel RPK, even though he's blocked me. But then most people block me on Twitter because I'm an opinionated SOB, and that's life. But anyway, I trust Daniel. I think, look, this noise of a post-credit scene with Henry Cavill is coming not just from Daniel RPK, but from a lot of people. I think it's true, but still, as I said earlier, I'm a seeing it, believing it kind of guy. So we'll have to wait and see. If this is true, I'm so excited, can't wait to see this brand new costume. This seems like a relaunch for Superman, a redesign for Superman. That's right. And that's good. I love Zack Snyder's 3 DC Extended Universe movies, because they are, unlike what some people are saying, they are DC Extended Universe movies, whether you like it or not. But he's a very contemporary, divisive director, and he causes controversy. There's no question about it. As a Superman fan and as a DC fan, I want no more controversy. That doesn't mean if I heard news that the Snyderverse was being restored, I wouldn't be happy. I've already said, I love Zack. But in terms of John Williams' iconic theme, a brighter suit, that looks similar to the Man of Steel costume in design is a compromise for both sets of people who want Superman to be more of an inspiration going forward. In fact, the person who mostly wants this is Henry Cavill himself. Huge Superman fan. He's read all the comics, not all the comics, that's impossible, but a lot of the comics. He understands this character. He's fought for the integrity of this character for many years, and that cost him not being allowed to play Superman since 2017's Justice League. But he's won his fight. The Rock has got there for him. He's, fought his corner. They're very good friends. But also, I don't think if David Zaslav and Discovery didn't merge with AT&T and Warner Media, I don't think we would be here now. If it was up to Toby Emmerich and Walter Hamada, Henry Cavill wouldn't be coming back. So big kudos not only to The Rock, but the big man, David Zaslav. He deserves a lot of the credit. But, The Rock has really produced a great movie in Black Adam, Superman cameo or not. So there's so many things to be excited about. I know there's some Snyderverse stans that are very upset that the rumor is the suit will be brighter, that the music is John Williams' iconic theme instead of Hans Zimmer's iconic theme. Now, I've met and spoke to Hans before and Junkie, and they're very proud of their music, and they always talk about protecting Zack, but mostly protecting Batman and Superman with their music, saying one wrong note could destroy them. So it's great that they had this attitude. But we do know originally Zack Snyder, and this is true, this is not a rumor, this is true. Zack Snyder wanted to use John Williams' iconic theme. He wanted Hans Zimmer to do his own rendition of the iconic theme, and in a vault somewhere, that music is locked away in a vault. Isn't that interesting? Zack wanted the John Williams music. So why don't his fans? It's interesting, isn't it? Because people feel it betrays Zack's vision, because they feel it betrays Junkie XL and mostly Hans Zimmer. So we are going to have divisive conversations on social media, especially Twitter, about this situation if it's true. Now, a few weeks ago, Snyder fans were gloating that actually they weren't going to use the John Williams theme. They were going to use Hans Zimmer's idea of hope. Maybe they'll use a bit of both. And I think that will be great to quiet the noise. And from what I see from The Rock, this could be something that could happen. Now, this is a post-credit scene, so I don't expect it to be very long. So there won't be a lot of time and space in the sequence to use two themes, let alone one theme. But who knows what they're going to do. So it's looking like this post-credit scene is supposed to be the relaunch of Henry Cavill's DC Extended Universe character. But how will we see him? That's what people are not discussing. What kind of scene is this going to be? Now, there's a part of me that still thinks that Walter Hamada's Final Crisis movie and story arc for the DC Extended Universe is still a thing. This was a way where they were going to compromise, have Zack's world there, but have Henry and Ben, Superman and Batman stuck in an Elseworld. And basically, at the end of the Flash movie, Ben's Batman says to Barry, "You've got to find us," meaning him and Superman. So it could be in this post-credit scene that Superman's on a screen like Ben Affleck is at the end of the Flash movie saying, "Help us, you've got to find us." That could be the actual sequence, we don't know. Because whatever this so-called rumored, reported Henry Cavill Superman cameo is, it will kind of show us going forward what they're doing with the DC Extended Universe, Superman and Batman. How are we going to see this character? So if reports are to be believed, no. Henry Cavill will not be wearing the black costume from the Snyder Cut. That gives you a big clue whether or not the Snyderverse is going to be restored, and it's looking like it's not. I could be wrong about that. I'm proud of Man of Steel, I'm proud of BVS, I'm proud of the Snyder Cut, but there comes a time when everyone has to be invited to the party and not just some people. So we don't want to expel die-hard comic book fans. We don't want to expel die-hard Superman fans and say, this is about Zack Snyder, this is about us being here for Zack. No, it's about being here for DC and all DC fans. So we can compromise with the Snyderverse and the DCEU going forward. So it seems improbable that you can just divorce the Snyderverse from the DCEU and have an Elseworld story there, because they're going to use Cavill and Affleck and Gadot and Momoa, Miller, and hopefully even Ray Fisher going forward for their movies. Would Ray Fisher come back to do that? Would Ray Fisher come back if they don't restore the Snyderverse? It's doubtful, but it's a very interesting situation, because Ray Fisher was outstanding in the Snyder Cut as Cyborg, and we really would love to see more of him. If he wants to, I'm sure he has the opportunity. If he doesn't, he won't, and we're going to have to recast here, and there's nothing that can be done about that. So I am very, very excited about the rumour of the Henry Cavill post-credit scene in Black Adam. I'm excited about the redesigned costume that's very faithful to the Man of Steel design, but is brighter. That's a compromise, as I already said on the top of the show. That's a compromise. Similar design to Man of Steel, but a brighter colour. Because Superman mostly in the comics has always worn bright colours. It's about the inspiration of Superman, the compassion of Superman. That's what that costume represents. Now, personally, I think the Man of Steel costume is a stunning design, but it's far too dark. And what I noticed from BVS, sometimes it was dark, sometimes it was lighter, which was very odd to me. I think when he walks into the cool before the explosion, it seems very dark then. But sometimes it's brighter, like at the beginning of the film when he comes to rescue Lois, I think in the Middle East. It's brighter, it seems to be brighter. There's times when it's dark and it's times when it's bright, and that's just weird to me. How can the same costume be lit darker and lighter on different occasions? That's just really weird to me. So this debate will continue. Whether or not they're right to be using a John Williams theme, whether or not they're right to be using a brand new, brighter costume. We know some Snyder fans don't want that. They want the darker costume, they want Zack's design, they want idea of hope, blah, blah, blah. But life is about compromise and making as many people happy as possible. After all, the entertainment industry and Hollywood are a business, and the more people they make happy, the better. DC is a huge IP, and it's not just here for certain fans, whether that be, the older fans who love Christopher Reeve or the other fans who love Zack Snyder. It's time to come together and celebrate DC, celebrate Superman, and Black Adam is going to be an excellent celebration of the DC universe. So the Flash Film News are reporting that the Flash movie has been locked. This means it's finished, it's completed, and it's ready to go. Well, they claim, apart from some VFX, I don't trust the Flash Film News. There's somebody else who had me blocked, but you're thinking, Mick, everyone's blocking you, you must be the problem. I most probably am the problem, but I'm happy to be the problem. I'm the problem because I'm passionate and I don't like bullshitters and I don't like propaganda merchants. And the Flash Film News, I had a big argument with them over Ezra Miller because they were defending him, saying, oh, his parents divorced, blah, blah, blah. Some of the stuff he's been accused of is not good and you can't excuse it. So they ended up blocking me, but they are not a reliable source of information. So my advice about this, unless the Hollywood Reporter or Variety or Deadline.com are telling you the Flash movie is locked, ready to go, then it's not true. The Flash Film News go on scoopers. That's what they do. So they don't know very much. So they could be absolutely right. I'm not saying that they're not right. I'm saying they're not reliable. It could be locked. It could be ready to go apart from some VFX, right? And that's great, because if this movie is locked, this means that we could be getting a trailer. We may even be getting a trailer, in my opinion, of the Flash movie attached to Black Adam. This would be a really clever fucking idea, because the film's tracking brilliantly. If Henry Cavill actually is in this movie, even just a little bit, that probably bumps this movie up to $1 billion. If they exclusively have a Flash movie trailer or scene attached to this movie, that this film could really cross $1 billion, because people are excited about the Flash movie. I am excited about the Flash movie, and there's even rumours, and some fans even believe, that the Flash film could actually release before June. Some people actually think February. I don't think February is a good month in terms of box office. I think March or Easter would be an excellent time to release the Flash movie if they're looking to release it early. But don't forget, Shazam! Fury of the Gods is supposed to be the first movie for the DC Extended Universe to be released in 2023. Where would they put that? That poor film would have to be delayed again. That wouldn't be fair. So at this moment in time, it looks like it's been, the Flash movie is in a placeholder of June. I think it is a placeholder. I don't think they'll delay it. The issue with the Flash film isn't the film itself, especially with Henry Cavill back now, and probably he's already shot some scenes for that movie, or will shoot some scenes for that movie. I have got another exclusive about Henry Cavill at the end of the video. And so, yeah, I don't know. But because the Flash film now is making some good decisions, like not replacing Supergirl with Superman, because that was a dumb decision, I'm more excited for that film now. And also, I don't know what I'm going to see, because I saw a test screening, but it looks like what I'm going to see now in cinemas with you guys is going to be something slightly different, because there were some pickups and reshoots back in May. My hunch is this film was changed back in May, and actually they won't be doing any more reshoots. Now we've seen Henry Cavill, Gal Gadot and Ben Affleck around LA, but it doesn't mean they're there to do reshoots for the Flash movie. Everyone's kind of focusing on the Flash movie. There are other DC Extended Universe movies being released next year. In fact, 4 of them. And as I've said before, the cameos could be for Blue Beetle, very exciting, Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom as well. Maybe even squeezing something for Shazam! Fury of the Gods. Now, we already know that Shazam! Fury of the Gods is pretty much set to be released, but that, excuse me, but that doesn't mean they're not going to do some extra sequences to make it more fun and more cameos. As I say every day, the new age audience wants to see cameos. They want these franchises and these universes to be interconnected. This is what Kevin Feige set up within the MCU, and it's an element that people like. I like post-credit scenes. I like cameos, as long as the content isn't dominated by the cameos and doesn't betray its principal story and principal characters. And I think that's the most important thing here. So finally, I have an exclusive about Henry Cavill. Let's cast our minds back to the summer. There was a huge rumor by Deadline.com that Henry was coming to San Diego Comic-Con to talk to us about his future as Superman. This didn't happen. I can exclusively reveal that Henry Cavill was going to San Diego Comic-Con, but unfortunately he got COVID-19 and had to stay at home. This was around the same time it was announced, about, a few days later, that he took a break from The Witcher Season 3 shooting it because he had COVID. This is why he couldn't come to San Diego. He was coming to San Diego. This is Deadline.com. This is not some hack scooper. This is Deadline.com. So then, they're more often right than wrong. So he was coming to San Diego Comic-Con, and him kind of getting COVID-19 stopped that. So I would imagine very soon after Black Adam is released, because as soon as this film's released, people are going to be talking about the rumoured post-credit scene, if there is indeed one. So I think somewhere Henry Cavill is going to do an interview. I've heard of one really huge person who is going to interview Henry Cavill. I forgot his name and what kind of site or channel he's with, but he's doing a big interview with Cavill. From what I can smell, Henry Cavill is in Black Adam for a short post-credits cameo, post-credits scene. So I would say my hunch in the pit of my stomach is that Henry Cavill is back. And this is huge, everyone, especially as Superman fans, because this is something we've been fighting for and Henry's been fighting for since 2017. And it looks like, my friends, we're finally getting it. A Henry Cavill Superman cameo in Black Adam. This should be celebrated no matter the colour palette of the costume or the redesign or what fucking music they're using. This is something to be excited about. And being divisive and angry because it's not in a way that you wanted it to be, sorry, I think it's stupid. Let's celebrate Henry, let's celebrate Superman, and let's celebrate the future of DC live action. This has been Movies TV Mad. I admit, your host with the most. Just ask your girlfriends and your wives. This has been the DC Report. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you never miss this beautiful perfection. And I'll see you again in the next video. So until I see you again for another DC Report, please like, share, comment, subscribe. Till we see each other again, goodbye, au revoir, auf Wiedersehen.